In the last class, we were discussing about the behavior of the columns and the different types of loads and what are the different types of the columns as per the shape and then as per the composition. We also discussed about the helical reinforcement or the spiral reinforcement and the other one which is the longitudinal reinforcement. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the steps of design of columns. What are the steps of designing we can say reinforced concrete columns? There are various types of columns as per the material as well. You can have a steel column, you can have a reinforced concrete column. One can have completely only hollow steel columns, or you can have a composite of steel plus concrete columns. Now, in this lecture, while we are discussing the steps of design of the columns, now the first step is fixing the dimension as you did in the beams of the column. What was the convention of fixing the dimension of the beam? How much was the size of the beam that you took? First of all, you are deciding about, before even fixing the dimension, you are deciding about the shape of the column that you are taking, whether it's rectangular, square, or circular. Uh, Now, what does that depend upon? Taking the shape of the column. For example, you have a column in the center of a hall. For it to look much more ornamental, much more architecturally good, this is this column is usually, then if it's in the center of a hall, it would be taken as circular, but you can still have it as rectangular. It depends upon how the architect is shaping it up. Now, for example, you have a plan and you have different types of you have many columns here in this plan. We would prefer the central column, if it's a hall, the central column to be a circular column. Now, if it's not a hall, if there is a wall separating here, there is a wall here, and then you have a column, you would prefer this column not to be circular but to be square or rectangular column. So it actually depends upon what type of arrangement you have for the columns to be taken as square, rectangular, or circular. Then the next thing is, when we are taking these types of columns, now the second thing which I have written as the first step is fixing the dimension of the column. Now, what will the dimension of the column depend upon? It will naturally depend upon what is the uh, um, amount of load that's acting on the column. कितना लोड कॉलम पे आ रहा है उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. it would also depend upon the center to center distance between columns. It would also depend upon, yes, anybody else? What would it also depend upon apart from these two things? Load and center distance between the columns. Anyone? Yes? Any idea? What would the dimension of the column also depend upon? It would depend upon the height of the floor or column. Now, the other dimension, which is the width and the depth, would be dependent upon the height of the column. Why so? Because we are designing this as such that the slenderness ratio is within limits. So the dimensions of the column are also to be taken. Now, load से आपको पता चल जाता है what is the cross section. So you are getting the dimension. How does it depend upon the center to center distance between the columns? Anyone? How would it depend? How would the dimension, width and depth of the column? Width is this, depth. It's all about the cross section. Width and depth. This is say width and this is depth. How would it depend upon the center to center distance between columns? Somebody wants to answer? Roll number 26. Roll, roll number 26. Mashoor? Nee. So I was discussing about the, just a minute. I was discussing about the eccentricity to dimension ratio of the column, and this depends upon, as per code, you have L maximum to be 60D. I'm repeating this for those who did not understand. L maximum is 60D, and this requirement of unsupported length is provided by the architect, and architect is telling you maximum, for example, maximum clearance or the height of clearance or the floor height is 3.5 meter from floor to floor. So that becomes the unsupported length here. This is with beam, this is without beam, 3.5 meter. So as per code, if we implement this, 3500 mm would be equal to 60D. So D would be then 58.33 mm. So this would be the minimum size of this column cross section. For example, this is D, then your D is then 58.33. But code also states I'm trying to get the page number. Forgot the page number. Yes, this is. So this is minimum dimension of the reinforced concrete members for fire resistance. Now, whether fire resistance or no fire resistance, you always require a minimum column dimension. Now, if the column is likewise, when we were studying the beams, we came to know that the minimum beam width and the rib width of the slabs that